If you have ongoing exposure to controlling people, it's a virtual certainty that you're going to experience blurry boundaries, which is why I've created the extensive online course called This Is Me, Establishing Boundaries with the Controllers in Your Life. There's a link below that will give you all of the details, and I hope that you would find it therapeutic. The more you learn about the pattern of narcissism, the more I'm hoping you can see that what you see on the surface with that individual is not necessarily representative of what's really going on behind the scenes. Now, there's a very common pattern that happens between narcissists and yourself, people that they're engaging with, and that's the theme of them being overpowering over you. Narcissists want to assert their dominance. They want to have the strongest opinion, they want to have the strongest interpretation, and they want to make sure that you buy into that so that they can feel okay. And then the net result is you can feel invalidated yourself, and you can feel powerless. You can feel crushed. You can feel like you're being robbed of your own identity or your own good skills. But I'm hoping you can see every time the narcissist comes at you in this overpowering way, there's something going on here that doesn't pass the smell test. You see, my question to that narcissist is, if you're so confident, if you're so accurate and right and good and decent, why is it so important for you to get that other person over there to validate you? You're working way too hard and you're ascribing way too much importance to that other person's response. What does that tell us? What does that mean? Deep down on the inside of the narcissist is a profound insecurity, and narcissists are in a constant ongoing compensation mode. When they act in an overpowering way toward you, and then they expect you to go along with whatever their demands tell them, what they're really saying is, I'm putting you in charge of making me feel good about my life. Can you see that? It's not as though they can say, hey, look, I have this preference and I have that opinion. It would be nice if you and I could discuss it. No, there's a desperation. You have to agree with me. You have to go along. And I'm thinking, why is that such a big deal? Why do you have to get inside my mind and my emotions and now tell me what I have to be and what I have to do? And basically, it's their way of saying, because I don't have enough confidence from the inside out to proceed if you don't go along with me. Basically, whenever they come at you with their anger, when they come at you with their demands and criticisms, they're in essence saying, you're not giving me what I need right now. I'm desperate to get it from you, though. Or what they're also saying is, haven't you seen that I have put you in charge of my significance? Come on, do a better job of making me feel significant. That's what they're really saying. That's what's behind the scenes. Or in addition, what they're also saying is, I can't find peace without your compliance. These are not peaceful people in a natural kind of way. In addition, basically what they're also saying is, I don't know how to proceed with my day unless you enable me. I've got to get you to make my day go well. And in essence, they're just basically implying, I'm inept. Therefore, I need your enablement. I need the power that resides on the inside of you to give me my feeling of significance. I don't have it any other way. Can you see how that would be? And that's why they have such a strong reaction. You represent supply to them. That's power. In fact, when you fill your car with gas, that powers the car. Well, you're the gas, they're the car. And they want to fill themselves up with you so they can have power to move on. That's how they operate in their relationships. Now, what does this tell us about that narcissist? Well, I've already alluded to the fact it tells us that these individuals are empty on the inside. They don't have that internal sense that says, yeah, I've got the skills. I have the tools from the inside out to figure things out. It would be nice if I could coordinate life with you, but if we're not coordinated, I'm okay. No, they don't think like that. They have to fill themselves up with you and what you offer to them. It also tells us that these individuals are fixated in a pre-adolescent way of living and thinking. You know, we have the stages of development, of course. Fixation, by the way, is a Freudian term. And particularly in the grade school, pre-adolescent years, that's when we begin having the earliest stages of a kid learning how to take responsibility for themselves. As a simple example, let's suppose that a little kid is angry because their sister didn't do the right thing, and so they're all mad and throwing a little temper tantrum. And whenever they're doing so, they're saying, "Well, I can't do anything until my sister gives me the right kind of responses." It would be good if an authority could sit down with that young child and say, well, let's talk about who you are. I know your sister's not giving you what you want, but who do you want to be? And what skills do you have from the inside out that you can draw upon? And when they go back to their predictable complaining, it's like, no, let's continue to focus. How do you want to manage yourself? What options do you have at a time like that? By the way, you may not have had those conversations much yourself, but the older you get, you can go back and make some revisions and say, well, I may not have learned that, but I can now. Ideally, little kids need to learn how to take responsibility from the inside out. But instead, most of them continue in the blame shifting, the finger pointing, the criticizing, the victimization mindset. That's what you're dealing with these adults who are trying to make them feel good about themselves. These are individuals who are strongly driven by fear. They fear being rejected. They fear being deemed insignificant, being a nobody. They fear being alone. They fear having their ineptitude exposed. And so subconsciously they're saying, please, please, please act right so that I can be okay. And it illustrates that their need to control you is merely a cover for their out of control sense from the inside out. And I'm hoping that the more you engage with these people and see their temper tantrums and their demands, I'm hoping that what I'm saying here, this awareness, can become as clear as day. You're dealing with childish thinking. These are people who have not developed well. Now, that being the case, I'm hoping you can see that all of their demands are indeed a ruse. It's their way of saying, they're requiring you to set aside your own life priorities and initiatives to take care of them. And I'm hoping you're thinking, no, that's not my job. That's your job. And when they keep coming at you with all of their demands and defensiveness and all like that, it's like, nope, I see it for what it is, and I'm not entering into that space. Basically, whenever they throw all of their criticisms at you and their defensiveness and their demands, it's their way of deflecting attention from all of this unresolved chaos on the inside. Now, what that means is each time you allow yourself to get pulled into the counterflow with their control and their overpowering way, you're playing their game, and it's a game that you're guaranteed to lose. And so my response is, no, you'll never be enough. You'll never say the right things. You'll never be able to come up with the right words where the narcissist is going to walk away thinking, oh, good, now I feel like my life is complete. Thank you so much. They're not going to do that. The probability for them being able to see what's really happening is ridiculously low. And so that means you're going to need to pull back. And then you might say something like, I'm flattered? Is that the right word? That my opinion means so much to you, but I don't think that this is something that's good for me. And frankly, it's not good for you either. You're focusing on the wrong person. I'm going to use my power for things that matter most. That means I'm going to listen to what my gut tells me whenever I'm engaging in some of these strains that the narcissist says, And my power is going to be used to create my own sense of self-respect. I'm going to ask myself, what do I believe about my worth and my dignity and my common sense? And I'm going to build on that. I'm going to use my power, hopefully, to uplift other individuals. I don't feel the need to put other individuals down. I'm going to use my power to try to be a harmonizer. And notice that a harmonizer doesn't require conformity. It means that we can blend in the midst of our differences. I want to use my power to spread love. That's what I want to do. That's the power that I have. And the narcissist is over there thinking, okay, no comprende. I don't understand what you're saying. It's like, yeah, I know. Their need to be overpowering screams of internal weakness. And so when they come at me saying, you are my power source, I'm ascribing that kind of power to you, my response is, I'm not going to be your supply. You're going to have to figure out how to do that from the inside out. I have enough work on my own, in my own hands to take care of me. I'll not have to take care of me and you as well. I want to be coordinated, but you're in charge of you. Now, I hope that videos such as this can give you some good insight regarding what you're dealing with. If you've not already hit the subscribe button, I would encourage you to do so. Gus slept through another one. I went over my notes with him, so he can afford to sleep through this one. Gus is zen. If you've not already hit the subscribe button, I would encourage you to do that, and the notification bell that goes with it. Many times when you're thinking about issues such as this, it can prompt the thought that says, I could use some therapy. I could use somebody to help me sift through all of that. And I'm so pleased that I have a sponsor, the people at BetterHelp.com, that can be assistance from you. We have a link below the video here that would take you to their website, and it would introduce you to a whole team of licensed professional therapists. And so if that's a need you have, I would strongly encourage that you get the help that you need and claim your power from the inside out. In addition, I have my therapeutic video classes, courses, Ready, Set, Connect about having good connection skills. This is me about establishing boundaries, Free to Be about finding yourself despite the controllers. We now have my podcast, and so if you're a podcast person, look into that. And we also have my books and other resources. I want you to have power, but I don't want you to use your power in a futile way trying to prop up that other individual that says, yes, please be my source. It's like, no, that's your responsibility. In the meantime, I'm hoping you can use your power to be a giver of DRC, dignity, respect, and civility. And at the end of all of it, I'm hoping you find waiting for you your place of peace.